Hey guys, EDDBUD here, and it's time for another episode of the Running News. Today we've got all sorts of treats for you. A little bit of news about On Running, a few leaked images of the Zoom Fly 4. Ooh, lots of other stuff as well, so let's get to it. Story number 1. Did you guys know that Roger Federer, that famous legendary tennis player, is a co-owner of On Running? I did not know this. It was news to me. I know that Roger Federer has certainly made a few quid. He's got some serious business acumen and he can hit a mean tennis ball. Despite all of this though, Roger Federer has been sporting Nike shoes on the court up until very, very recently. I think he had an endorsement deal and it has just ended, so he's free to wear whatever he likes. And he's got a bit of an ace up his sleeve. The hawk-eyed among you will have noticed that On Running is set to serve up a special Federer-based shoe. This is a tennis shoe, yes, but I will get to the running shoe bit in a minute. So a tennis shoe with a carbon fibre plate. See, they're getting in everywhere. It's only so long before we get some slippers. This is a low-cut offering, and it's called the Roger Pro. The Roger Pro. Sadly, the tennis players among you will have to wait to get your hands on a pair of these. You won't be able to try out the advantages that it offers quite yet, because it's just a shoe designed for Roger himself. It does make me wonder if On Running are going to consider employing some of the technology within this shoe in some of their running line. You can bet your bottom dollar there's going to be some sort of carbon fibre plated shoe in the works coming very soon. I have to be honest, I do like the naming convention here. I mean, you could have a slipper worn by the UK Prime Minister, couldn't you? The Johnson Amateur. Perhaps a performance shoe called the Elliott Goat. Or, my favourite of all, the Kafuzi Non-Elite. I'll stop now. Story 2. I've got a load of old rubbish for you next. Now seriously, Asics are launching a line of shoes which are made from recycled polyesters. So they're getting old clothing items and using those items to create a new yarn of which they can create new uppers for brand new running shoes. I mean, I've got to be honest, I try and get lots of wear out of my clothes. I think I've got some jeans and t-shirts that are about 20 years old. I've had them half of my life. Call me a skinflint, but they always feel best once you've worn them for around 10 years. They're just about sort of broken in then and they start feeling really good. A new version of the odd and intriguing Metaride is going to use this special polyester recycled upper. From what I can deem, Asics get the stuff and then must sort of crush it down or something and make a new yarn with it. In fact, they call it a polyester filament. They used to put filament into the 3D printer. Maybe you could do that with it, I don't know. I know that running shoe companies are making shoes now with filament and 3D printers and stuff. Prototypes even. It's very intriguing. I want to see it with my own eyes. It could be a while before that happens yet. I think this whole process uses much less water. I think using less water in running shoes makes them a lot more environmentally friendly in their production. Anything that's got less environmental impact is a good thing. I did manage to get some Jordan 1s recently and they came in a box of which I can only say was glove-like. I think Asics have been doing that with their running shoes as well, minimising the box size, the materials that come in the shoe boxes as well. I think any little saving there is a good one. I think the other shoe they've released, the Gel Quantum 360, I believe. I think these have only just been released in certain regions, so it might be that you can't get them where you are. That Metaride's got the flight foam in the midsole. It always looks a bit like a maximised version of the Glide Ride to me, that shoe. You remember I showed you that Gladiator style one in the last running news, I think. Or was that? Yeah or no? I can't remember. So go and check these out, released very recently from Asics. Well done for trying to hit that 2025 target of reducing down your environmental impact. If you enjoy the channel guys and you haven't done so yet, please make sure you hit that subscribe button and click the bell right beside it for notifications of when I launch those new videos. And it does really help the channel out if you give this video a thumbs up like. Story 3. As some parts of the world slowly shift toward some sort of normality again, I'm kind of left wondering actually what normality is. I think every shoe I've bought in the last 14 months or so has been from the internet, online stores, rather than bricks and mortar shops. The two big players in the running attire and equipment game, Nike and Adidas, have invested huge amounts of money in terms of digital commerce over the last year. I think Adidas are set to plough a further €1 billion into this area before 2025. A big boom in technology and also in exercise, which is obviously going to place further demands onto their infrastructure and fulfillment networks. I teach business intelligence in my other line of work, and it was no surprise to me to see Nike investing heavily in this area. They've purchased a number of data analytics companies to help further drive their business decisions. I've got to be honest, I don't see people rushing back to shops anytime soon, which is very sad. I mean, the internet's great. There's lots and lots of benefits to it, but alas, lots of drawbacks too. Online purchasing is great, isn't it? But we all feel rather isolated right now. And I think that further pushes us away and does little for our spirit. Nike have had almost like a full year now where they've had 80% in terms of digital growth. Adidas are showing about 50% in terms of digital growth, so it's huge. Although all of you have seen recently that there have been serious fulfillment issues with some of their stock. I mean, look at the Invincible run. Literally, that's just come out today in America. Why has it taken so long? I would suggest it's because they've got all of the pairs that people have sent back in the UK and cleaned them up and shipped them over there. I'm kidding, but maybe there is some truth in it. Just keeps hurting me, this shoe. Gotta be honest. I'm gonna take it to 100 and see where we are then. Do you guys prefer online shopping to actual bricks and mortar stores? Can you not wait to get back to the shops? Let me know in the comments. Story 4. It's only right for story 4 that we've got news of the Nike Zoom Fly 4. Probably one for a future yay or nay, but I thought I'd include it today. It does appear to be the same React midsole and outsole as featured on the Zoom Fly 3. Some of you may be extremely pleased about that. I'm not so sure. Gotta be honest, the mesh on this leaked image does look very similar to the material on the upper of the Vaporfly Next Percent 2. And double pull tabs in the heel and the tongue. That's a thing now? Double pull tabs? That's why scissors were invented. Interior heel pods, apparently. Which are just probably those trendy sponge bits that fit around the back of your foot and help the heel to sort of lock your foot in place. I don't think it's some sort of Apple collaboration or anything like that. I think they've already done that, haven't they? Does look to be a slightly more breathable upper in the Zoom Fly 4 in comparison to its predecessor. That was almost wetsuit-like, that one. I gotta be honest, I'm a little bit sad to see the midsole and outsole just gonna stay the same. I really didn't get on that well with the Zoom Fly 3. It just felt like a rubberized brick attached to my foot using a laptop case. It just wasn't my cup of tea, but I know loads of you like it out there. Loads of you have really enjoyed the Zoom Fly 3, so hence its inclusion today. Lace loops on the sides of the shoe to aid in lockdown, and there's a strange piece sticking out down the bottom of the tongue there. Any ideas? Answers on a postcard or down in the comments. No idea of a release date or price on this one. I'd be blown away though if they didn't have around about the same price as the Zoom Fly 3. That's had a good innings, that shoe. It's been around a long time. Okay, that's all the running news for this week. A quick musical interlude for you. I'm not sure what it was that drew me back to this one today. It just popped into my head and I had to listen to it. Classic album from 1988 from Bomb Da Bass called Into the Dragon. Everyone knows their classic dance hit, Beat This. I remember buying a vinyl copy of that in Spain. I managed to get it back home without damaging it. Classic tracks on this one. There's a sample tour de force in terms of the tune On Da Cut. Big chart hits as well, Don't Make Me Wait, and also the fantastic cover of Say a Little Prayer. One of my favourites though was Shake It. That's a great track. There's some superb turntablist scratching and cutting on this album. Really is worth checking out. I think Mark Moore is on there somewhere as well. There's these weird little radio pieces in between each of the tracks to make it sound like someone's kind of moving the dial around. Holds up really well as well, this one, over time. Some albums from back then, some albums from that period have aged quite badly, really. But Into the Dragon isn't one of them. Go and check it out. This one from Bomb Da Bass. I appreciate you joining me right to the end of the video, guys. Always. If you haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button and click the bell below for notifications of when I launch those new videos. And it really helps the channel out if you give this video a thumbs up like and share it with your running buddies. My name's EDDBUD and I'll be seeing you